Hi guys, so today I thought we could do a little live drawing, sketching, painting, fun together. These last couple days I have really liked doing these dinosaurs. You can see that I not only have liked doing the dinosaurs, I also really love to add glitter to my sketchbook. Usually when I do my sketchbooks, I fill them in like this, where I'll paint a couple of the drawings and then I'll leave it all sketched out. But this time, I feel like it's luxurious. We've got all sorts of glitter. I painted all the dinosaurs. I had never really drawn dinosaurs before. If you've seen my last video, you might have seen that I got inspired by some old dinosaurs that I had drawn. And so I wanted to revisit it and retry it. And so I started with this one right here, and then I went full on dino mode, I guess. So I then yesterday, okay, I've been playing around with a lot of things. I've been playing around with dinosaurs, and then I've also been playing around with shading them with colored pencils. So I've got my colored pencils here. I only have a few like ones that I like. I need to go through my pencil collection and sort them, and a lot of them, I don't know if you'll know what I mean or if this is even a thing. But I feel like colored pencils go dry after a long time. Like I have a really old colored pencil collection and they're from all different brands and they just don't feel like they put any color out. So maybe they need to be resharpened or I don't know. Honestly, I'm just at the point where I'd rather buy some new colored pencils and treat myself with some new fun art supplies. But I've talked a lot about how I struggle to shade my watercolor illustrations. And then I was going to bed the other night and I had the thought, why don't I try colored pencils? And so it's not super noticeable. I feel like you can notice on like this one, for example, like around the tummy and stuff, how I've been using some purples to shade them, and I really like it. It gives me a lot more control. I'm still playing around with it, but I like it. So I did this, and then I'm going to move this out of the way. Last night, I also did this little artist trading card size dinosaur drawing. Artist trading card size is like 2.5 by 3.5. And I think he turned out really cute. I love his little pattern. He's, got my classic koi face, but I think the colors are really fun. And if you've been following me, you know that I love to do these tiny little paintings. So I thought we could combine my love for tiny paintings, my current love for dinosaurs, and we could create one of these together today. As I was planning out, these are just treat bags, by the way, but they do a great job of holding small artworks. I just got them at Hobby Lobby. I like it because it keeps my grubby hands and any like stains off of it. But before I started filming, I was looking at all these drawings and I was trying to pick out which one I wanted to do for our little painting today. And initially I wanted to do this one because this one's my favorite. I think it's called, oh goodness, I don't know how to say it, Parasophorus or something like that, but where it's got this big fin on the back. And I wanted to do this one, but I think we're going to do this one. Is this just a Triceratops? It might be. I don't know. But I wanted to do this one because I thought it was like classic dinosaur. So I thought it would make some good artwork because this one over here is like classic dinosaur. And so if I continue to do the series, I might throw in ones like this or, some made up ones. Like that kind of looks like a dragon dinosaur. But I thought we'd do this one today. And we're just going to get my stuff out. We're going to play. We're going to have fun. And I'm going to move this off screen so that I can look at it for a reference. I'm just going to do this exact same pose. I think I was going to change it up, but I don't really want to. I don't feel like it today. I don't know. I kind of, basically, it's not important. I'll get into it. But I'm going to do this one, and I might throw a little screenshot of it off to the side, out of the way, so you can draw along with me if you want. But without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. I'm also in my studio today. I think this is the rough side. I'm in my studio today, which is, at my parents' house. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of tape to the back so that I make sure I stay on camera. You'll also notice that I am jumping around everywhere with my words because this is why I usually just narrate it at once because I'm not really the best when it comes to staying focused. Okay, I think that's centered. I'm going to zoom us in a little bit. Let's see here. No, too much. Okay, maybe just a little more. Okay, we're going to just leave it there. And I have it taped down so I can hopefully not get too much in my own way. And what I like to do is start with a little border pretty lightly. We'll see how well this turns out, given the fact that I am talking while doing this. And that doesn't usually go well for me. It's like using two different parts of your brain, I think. Okay, I can't do this. I can't keep it taped down. Not for this part. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm at the studio right now. My parents have a cabin, which is like my favorite place in the entire world. And I am here for like another week, and I've already been here for a week. There's some funny things that happened that caused that. Initially was going to be here for like 5 days, but now I'm here for 2 weeks, which listen, I am not complaining. Oh yeah, this if drawing this border is any hint as to how this painting's gonna go, it's not gonna go well. But yeah, so I'm really happy to be here. We have a garage at the cabin, and it used to be a little workspace for my dad, but then he moved out of that and found a different space. And so I get to be in the studio, which is just a little chunk of the garage that we didn't use that, I put a desk in. And I love it here. I love having a workspace at my house currently. I don't really have one. I work on the dining room table. And that's also why I do a lot of my videos without like live talking, just because there's noise and stuff. The only problem with the studio is that the lighting's a little harsh. It's actually not too bad for painting, but there's a bright LED, don't mind my dirty nails, I'm sorry. There's a bright LED right above me, and so it's just like kind of harsh. But okay, we have our border. I'm gonna sketch. It might be kind of difficult to see what I'm sketching. I'm not even gonna lie. But then when we're painting, I'm gonna tape it so that it should be a whole lot easier. But we're just gonna dive into it. One thing that I noticed while drawing this is that it actually really helped that I've been drawing a lot of dogs lately, because even though they're not the same at all, it like taught me how to draw animals, how I like my animals to look. And I just feel like I'm getting to a point with my art where even if I don't know how to draw, this one thing, I know how to draw something similar enough that I can figure it out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to exaggerate this little, what would you call this, like a fin or something? Oops. It kind of went too far. Let's see here. Kind of come off the side. There we go. That's not too bad. Bring the head around so I know where I'm at. I always like to start with the head of anything. Yeah, okay, that works. I added these little spikes on top of the other one, like at each fin peak, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'm gonna do that this time or not. But, yeah, like I was saying, I feel like I know how to draw enough things where it's hard to find something too different now, which is like good. Like I still get the challenge of learning how to draw things. But I know how to draw 4-legged creatures enough that I can draw a dinosaur. And it's not starting from scratch, Like I used to feel like, let's see, this leg is kind of back. I used to feel like I could draw all sorts of things, like say a girl and a cow, and separately, like the drawings were good, but then when you brought them together, they didn't look like they belonged in the same world. They looked kind of out of place, I guess. And I think it's just because I didn't know, I had a style for sure, but I didn't know how to bring that style cohesively through everything. I was way off camera. Sorry guys, this is the rough part. Like I said, I'll tape it down, so just bear with me through this bit, and these two legs go back. But yeah, I feel like now my art kind of makes sense together. I know how I want my drawings to look together, so that's pretty cool. It feels like a big hurdle, honestly. Like, drawing used to, I mean, I've always loved it, don't get me wrong, this has always been the passion, but I feel like I used to get frustrated a lot because I wanted things to look a certain way and they were not looking that way. And it's been a while since I actually got frustrated. Frustrated from not being able to draw something. Of course, I still definitely have those moments where, let's say I'm painting and I splash my paint all over my almost finished artwork. Yeah, that's a bummer. Okay, now we got this tail because we have an awkward amount of space. So I want to try and fill it. So let's see, maybe something like that. Kind of carry it across. The supplies I'm using today, I'll have it all linked below. And pretty much every video I do, I have it linked below. And with like descriptions and stuff. But I will be pretty much doing watercolor. Like I said, I will be bringing out some colored pencil too, but for the most part, we're just going to be doing most of this illustration with some watercolors. Okay, I don't know why I can't stay on camera for the life of me. Okay, so we add our little toesies. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. I know it makes more sense to do like little scallops for like a toenail, kind of like you would draw a turtle, but I don't want to. So now we add our little swirly knees. Okay. I hope that this tail isn't too dog-like. It kind of looks like a fox tail. Should I make it skinnier? What happens if I make it a little skinnier? Okay, I think I need to erase. And we're going to fill in this background with color. So honestly, I'm not going to stress too much about this painting. I just want to do it for fun, for practice. I don't know that that's better, but we're going to leave it. And we'll add a little eyeball. Hi! Now he has personality. And actually, this is a girl dinosaur. I just noticed I did. And okay. How are we looking? Is it amazing? I mean, no, it's a sketch. But I think we can work with it. And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to bring my little sticky tape back. And this way I will be held accountable to stay right here. Hopefully I don't go too much out of the way. So now I'm going to bring over my palette. It's going to be hard. I don't really think it's that necessary that you see what I'm mixing. It's going to be hard for you to be able to see this since it's pretty small, as well as my mixing colors, but I'll show you my palette. It's dirty. But I've got pretty much a primary set. Obviously, these two colors are getting low, and this one too. Oh my goodness, I need to go to the craft store. Oh no, I have to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Oh my goodness, twist my arm. But I've got some warm primaries, some cold primaries, green. I don't know which green this is. I forget. Purple, magenta, and Payne's Gray. And then over here is my little happy smile. Then this is some red from a Jane Davenport palette. But I put it in there because I really love it. Like, this one's too cool. This one's too warm. This one feels like a more true red, so I really love that. And then this is a brick brown, also from the Jane Davenport palette. I've heard that they're similar to the Mungio watercolors. I've never used those. I just heard that from somebody else. So I think like they're made maybe by the same people. Honestly, this color I put in my palette because I thought that I would use it a lot. But I pretty much never use it, so I should take it out and replace it with something else. I'm thinking of adding a white gouache to my palette. Oh, and then we've got like a burnt something and another burnt something. And then, so that's my main palette. My little Winsor & Newton travel set. Oh yeah, it's Winsor & Newton, Cotman. And then this is my little mini baby set, which I just put in a tin from Hobby Lobby. And I love it because it's a little baby. But we've got a like cadmium orange hue, a bright, brilliant yellow or something. We've got a gold yellow ochre. This is the only one that's Winsor & Newton Cotman. These are all Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby, which are okay. And then we've got a really tealy green and a really warm green. So those are my colors. That's my palette. And speaking of color, we need to figure out what color we're going to do our little baby here. So this, I don't want these to be too similar. For this one, we have kind of a reddish orange and a bluish green. So I'm thinking we won't do blue for sure. Maybe like we'll do purple and green. How are we feeling about that? I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. So if you didn't like it, it's too late. That is the plan. So I'm just going to mix up some green here. What I like to do is I like to start with kind of a base color. So I'll get like a really middle green, not too warm, not too cool. And actually I do like a pretty warm green, so I'm going to add a bit of yellow to that. And then when I'm painting, I throw in other colors. So like if it's green, I might throw in some blue or some yellow or a different shade of green while I'm painting. Because I like the difference in tone I get. You can actually see it. I'll bring this one back one more time. You can see it really well here, how it's not just flat orange, it's red and orange, and it almost has like a tie-dye effect. And that's just something I really enjoy with watercolors. I can't get that with other mediums, and so I like it. And so if I like it, I'm gonna do it because I'm in charge of this paintbrush. And whether you like it or not, you can leave this video. I don't know. Okay, so we've got our nice warm green. And I'm just gonna start. I like to start with the background. For some reason, it is less stressful or something. I don't know. So you can see we've got a pretty warm green there. I love, people call this like a poo green, but I like it as kind of green. It's like a pea green, you know. And see, I threw in some other green, just that one from my main palette, to just try and change up the colors a bit. And I'll maybe even go in now and add some yellow here. I just think this is a fun way to paint. You know, you just gotta do what you find fun. But like I was saying, I didn't plan on being here at the cabin for quite as long as I'm going to be here. And that's because basically I quit my job, and so I had nowhere to be. I had a job working on a school bus. I worked on like a special needs route, and we would just like help the kids. My job was a bus aide. I wasn't the driver. And I would just help the kids, like if they needed help getting buckled or they needed more of a disciplinarian on the bus. Like that was basically my job. And it worked perfect for my art career as well, because I was able to go to work at basically, I think I woke up at like 4:50 or something, and then went to work from basically 6 or just before 6 till 9, and then I'd come home, my work was done for the day, and it was awesome, and I'd just get to do my artwork after that, and work on that business, because that really is priority number 1 for me. As much as I loved my job, you know, it was my part-time job that was, I need some room for my wrist. I've always wanted to be an artist, and I'm not going to really let that dream go. And so if I can make it work, you know, I'm going to make it work. And so anyhow, the school year was starting, and I kind of maybe not impromptu, but I decided to move. A little impromptu. I did not intend to move this October, but that is what is happening, like out of state move, not just moving across the street. And so I had to tell them, hey, I'm not going to be here for the whole school year. And they're like, cool, that's fine. And we'll just have you work like the time you are here. And I was like, awesome. This is great. A little extra income for the next month, basically, because here in Minnesota, schools don't start till like the day after Labor Day. So the day I'm filming this is literally the day after Labor Day, and it would have been the first day back at school. But anyhow, about a week before we were supposed to resume for the school year, they let me know, hey, we don't have like a slot for you that's at your normal time. We have one in the afternoon, and the afternoon routes are usually from like 1:30 to 4:30, which is fine. I've done those before, but you know that I specifically, you know, was hired for morning routes because that's what I preferred. And they're like, and we also have you at a different area. Instead of being 4 minutes away from your house, we're gonna have you be 25 minutes away from your house. And listen, if I had to do that for 6 months, I'd be much more likely to. It would not have been bad at all, and I really thought about it. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, listen, it's a month. The extra income will be nice, but it will not be, you know, it's not going to be life-changing. And this just doesn't make that much sense for me. So I ended up having to quit, which again, I loved that company. It was amazing. Like, they'd become my other little family during my time in Minnesota. So it was really sad to go, but it just, you know, they understood. It all made sense. It was very mutual. It was very fine and happy. But yeah, so instead of starting work today, I decided to prolong my trip with my parents. And they're the reason I'm moving. Well, it's not really they're the reason. It's my decision to move. But basically, last year I moved to Minnesota because we've grown up coming here. Like I said, we have a cabin here. And also, like I said, it is just about my favorite place in the entire world. And I wanted to be kind of close to the cabin. I've always wanted to live in Minnesota, so I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Me and my boyfriend, we packed up our stuff, and we moved to Minnesota. We didn't move to where our cabin is. We moved a few hours away from that, which was good, and we got to live in this super cool place, and it was amazing. But as time continued on, we moved September 13th last year. And as time continued on, we both began to realize we love it here, but we love our family more. You know, and time is precious at the end of the day. You know, I will never regret making sacrifices so that I can have more time with my family. It's just what I know is right. I prayed a lot about it, and after thinking about it for a while, it just became clear. At first, I felt kind of, I don't want to say embarrassed, but I was sad that the journey ended sooner than I thought. But I know it's the right decision now, and I'm just happy to be close with my mom and dad again. I love them so much, and you know, they're a big value, a big priority in my life. So that'll be nice. We're gonna be like, instead of being 10 hours away, we're gonna be moving back to Indiana and be like less than 20 minutes away. So I'm just so excited about it. I just love being with them. Okay, so as I was chatting, I got this whole background pretty much filled in, and I hope I'm able to edit it so the lighting looks the way it looks in real life, because the way it's looking in real life now is really good. The way it's looking on camera is a little dull. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pause our video. I'm going to let this dry, and then we will resume once it's dry. Okay, we're back. So we're dry, and I'm just gonna go in with my purple. I already have it all mixed up. It's a very grapey purple. I like a nice warm purple. Oh, that's a dark purple. Okay, wait, hold on. It's a little intense. I'm gonna make sure that I don't make it too dark, because otherwise you won't get to see the details of our little dino friend. But I'm gonna also add some red, some regular purple. Actually, I'm gonna just stick to the red. I like that. It's a very berry-ish color. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a fan of like a super, like vibrant purple. If it's like if it's soft, I like it. Like a soft indigo, almost leaning periwinkle. But I don't like that one shade of purple that, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I have a way I want to describe it, but it's not relatable. Nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. And I don't. I was thinking like it's middle school boy purple, and I know that maybe it will register, maybe it won't. But to me, that's just what I call it in my head. It's a certain shade of purple. Maybe I can find a picture or something. I don't even know if I'll be able to. But we'll move on. One thing that I've been loving watching is, do you guys watch, what's her name? Babbity Kate? I know she started on TikTok, but I don't really watch TikTok. I watch her on YouTube, where she does these like American Girl deep dives. And I'm like halfway, maybe not even halfway, because this is an intense video. This is a 6-hour long video of Samantha Parkington, and you should watch it. Basically, you should watch it. It is so fun. She is so funny. Literally, the most effort has gone into this video in the most hilarious ways. Like, it's ironic how much effort she puts into it, I think. I don't know. I love it. But she's like gotten me in this certain mood. And I think it's just a very nostalgic mood. Like this mood for, you know, American Girl dolls in 2004. And I was born in the year 2000. And so I definitely have a strong sense of nostalgia for that time. Actually, it's funny because people always tell me that my art looks like a 2000s kids show. And I don't think that is coincidental to the fact that I have such fond memories of, you know, that time of life. I love it there. So I think I'm definitely inspired by that with my art. I just like to find something really pure and innocent in my art. I don't like to take it too seriously. I just like to do something that gives me a certain feeling. And then it's cool when it gives other people that feeling, you know? And I think that my art doesn't have to be much deeper than that, quite frankly. Oh, you know what I just realized I didn't do? Sorry if you hear that whoosh of water. I mean, somebody just flushed the toilet upstairs. I didn't add any stars like I did on this one. That's okay. Like we said, we're just having fun. We're just keeping it cash. Alright. I lost all my purple. I used it all up already. So I gotta mix up a bit more. The thing is, I've got more paint. I do need to go to the Hobby Lobby soon, though. I'm in need of several things. Need is maybe a strong choice of words. But you know, I need some paint and all that. By the way, happy September, everybody. It is officially fall. We're in the prime time of the year. Maybe not the prime time. Like it's still not cold yet. And I love me a chilly day. I love me some, you know, sweatshirts and chili and football. Even though I don't even get the rules of football, I like watching it because it means chili and appetizers. You know what I mean? Like you can get out like a little cheese plate and make a nice bowl of chili. And I don't know, it's just like the best time of year, isn't it? And so I did post on Instagram today a new fall painting I did. It's of this little pumpkin girl. I actually posted it on my community page if you want to check it out. She's pretty cute. I like her. And I really tried some new things with my art on that one, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. It was just one of those good paintings where everything went right, you know, and it was a weekend painting, so I feel like that was the difference. You know, it wasn't a custom piece, it wasn't a strictly work piece, it was a for fun piece. So if it didn't turn out, I didn't waste a work day, I just, you know, did that for the weekend. I mean, it didn't take me a whole weekend, of course. But, you know, it's amazing how much better your art turns out when you're not stressed. Speaking of stress, this is stressing me out right now. I feel like I don't have control of my brush. But it's pretty funny how much more enjoyable it can be. And it's, what's funny about it is that you can't force it. Like, you can't say, oh no, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm working on this custom piece and it's almost done. And to make sure it's good, I'm just gonna relax. Like, obviously you're not gonna be relaxed. You're gonna be stressed that you're gonna ruin it or that they're not gonna like it. And maybe you disagree with me, but I cannot get my brain to relax. Guys, I can only get my brain to relax like when I wake up in the middle of the night. I can't force it when I'm doing something stressful like that. But I'm all about the fall. I bought my candy corn yesterday, and you know what? If you're annoyed by people who love fall, let me ask you, how does it feel? How does it feel? I need to stop. When somebody yucks your yum, you know, let me have this. Okay, so you'll see that I cut away here and I kept painting because I wasn't thinking. I didn't get far, and that's because my mom walked in and I had to tell her when I wanted to go on a walk. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, when that first summer day comes around and you're so excited and you got your shorts on, I'm not gonna be the one telling you, you know, shame on you for liking summer. It's a funny thing that people like get annoyed by, like that people like fall so much. I don't know what that's about. Like, yes, I do want to have a pumpkin on my porch when it's 75 degrees. That's just what I like. You know, I genuinely look forward to this time of year all year long. And why do I like fall? I think it's because I like cozy. I like being in my house. I like kind of having an excuse not to go anywhere. You know, I like just sitting in my living room, painting away, being a happy gal. You know, I'm simple in that sense. And I don't like being hot. Look at my skin tone. I don't like being hot. I burn. I don't take the heat well. It's not for me. I don't even wish it was. I was going to say I wish it was. I don't. Because I think it's just better to be cozy and warm in my home. I don't like being hot. I like being cold with something hot on me. You know, like a cup of tea or a heating pad or a hot water bottle. Oh my gosh, it's almost hot water bottle season. I love my hot water bottle. I have that thing hot all year long, or not all year long, all season long, like all winter. And I just hold it, and it's comfortable, and it kind of feels like you're holding a baby because it's heavy and it's warm, and I love it. Totally different note. Don't know why I thought it was appropriate to do such a dramatic subject change here, but you guys know calico critters? And so my grandma, she had gotten the little kids, like her great grandkids, some calico critters. And guys, I got so jealous internally. I didn't show it, of course, but I got jealous. And I'm like, oh, I've always wanted calico critters. I've never had calico critters. You know those funny like calico critter videos where they're like soap operas? Well, I got out this other toy I had when I was a kid, and I started playing around with them and adding them to my YouTube videos, and you know, anything I upload on, or not YouTube, everything I upload on TikTok I upload to YouTube, and I'm having a lot of fun with those little guys. I feel like I'm actually able to show my personality with them in my TikToks and shorts, where I feel like I usually don't show too much of my personality. Even in like a lot of my YouTube videos, I feel like my personality doesn't really come out that strong. You know, it's easier when you're doing your live narration videos, but I don't do a lot of those. Like I said, I am hoping when I move to have my own workspace, partially so that I can film more live videos. I just think they're more fun, and I think you guys like them more just based off of the analytics and blah, all that gross stuff. But yeah, we can look forward to that. I don't even know what I was saying, but I'm going to tell you what I'm doing next. So we've got our color all filled in. We're looking good. And what I'm going to do is let this dry fully. Actually, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. Pause it, let it dry. I'm going to add a pattern, and then I'm going to pause it for a while. I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to go on a walk. And then when I come back downstairs, I'm going to do the line art, and we'll be done. But you'll see it cut, and then I'm going to leave for a while. You won't know, but I feel the need to explain it because I don't know. Okay. So we're going to leave it here, let it dry, add some details, and I'll be back. Okay, it was a couple minutes. I don't even know if I waited long enough, honestly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a darker purple, and we're just going to dive right in, and I'm just going to add these little, let's see, what could I call them? Like a squiggly donut. As you'll see here, I'm going to fill it in, and yeah, like, oh shoot, I went outside the line, oh no. It's okay. The world will keep turning, I swear. Let me just... Bam. Emerald. Bam. And I'm just going to add these little fun, funky patterns. I feel like I can't draw anything without a fun, funky pattern. Is it an illness? Maybe. Is it a personality trait? Definitely. I just like something funky, something a little retro usually, something a little soft, you know, like round. I don't like super geometric patterns. And I know what you're thinking. Circles, aren't those kind of geometric? You know what I mean, like triangles. Ew, my least favorite shape. I actually really think that's true though. I don't like triangles. Something about them. Something about triangles. Okay. So, let's see here. I think I might have made them a little too big. And I'm really worried in my talking that I'm not paying enough attention. And I'm just going to make an absolute right mess. But only one way to tell, friends, if I'm going to make a mess of this. And that's to just keep doing it until I make a mess, I guess. But, yeah. Let's see, these kind of look like cereals, don't they? Like, Lucky Charms cereals. Oh, so speaking of cereal, speaking of food, speaking of breakfast, this morning for breakfast, and speaking of fall, okay, full circle, so for breakfast I had a protein shake. I had the Premier Protein pumpkin spice protein shake. And what you're thinking, oh my gosh, pumpkin spice. It was great. It was so good, I did a double take, and I was alone. I did a double take alone. It was amazing, and I highly recommend that you get it. And it has 30 grams of protein, which I am protein deprived pretty much forever, and then I've been focusing on it lately. And you guys, they're right what they say about protein. It's good. It's good for you. I feel like really good when I have my little shaky in the morning, and I just pretend it's milkshake, and it's great. And yeah, so this is an endorsement for Premier Protein Pumpkin Spice at your local Walmart now. Speaking of endorsements, not ironically actually, I had a really cool opportunity come up from Mead & Art, where they reached out to me on TikTok. And listen guys, I have about 2,000 people that follow me on TikTok. That's not a huge account. I mean, I like, you know, I'm not like saying like, oh, it's small, but it's, you know, it's not a big account. And but yeah, Mead & Art, who they do a lot of like affordable art supplies, reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to try one of our products? And I was like, hey, yeah, I do. And they were like, great, we're going to send it to you. And I was like, awesome. And so I picked out a 48 set watercolor palette. They had also a 96 set, but that felt a little excessive to me. And I didn't want to try something that I kind of knew I wouldn't want to recommend, because I really don't think you need 96 colors. And I also don't think it's very likely that 96 colors are really going to be good. So I thought, nope, we'll do 48 and we'll see how it goes. But I felt like a little influencer, which I was embarrassed about. But I'm really excited. So I'm going to do that for TikTok. It's not like they're not paying me to do it. Like, they'll give me, a free palette and some commission dollars. But maybe I'll also do a little trying it out here on YouTube. I don't know. Let me know if you're interested in that. I'm a firm believer that you don't need expensive art supplies. And if it's good, I'd like to share it with you and show you what I've done with it. I think that could be kind of fun. So let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. I've never really done a product review, so it'd also be something new for me. But we will see. Okay, so I've got my little cereal swirls on, and now I'm gonna go have lunch, take a break, fully let this dry, and we're gonna come back and do the line art. Sound good? Awesome. Okay, I will see you later. Alright guys, we are back. I know for you it was literally half a second, but for me it was actually kind of a bit. I went on a walk, not a long one, just like a 30-minute walk, and then I had some lunch, and my lunch was good. I had some tuna and some fruit, and I had some Drizzlicious. Have you guys ever had those? They're so good. They're like little rice cakes, and at first I thought they'd be really underwhelming, but they're not. They're so good. They've got like that Pirate's Booty Puff corn taste. Oh, they're so good. I had the French toast ones, which at first I didn't like, but then I had them again. They were really good. And I think I got a bad batch, honestly, the first time, because the first time I had them, they tasted so strongly of maple, it was gross. And then I had like a variety pack. So I was like, well, I'll eat my French toast ones because I'm not just going to throw them away. And, no, I think they didn't have like that overpowering maple taste. They were really good. So yeah, I ate so much fruit because I cut up a cantaloupe, and I already had some cut up pineapple, and there wasn't a lot of room in the container, but I didn't want to get a whole nother container, so I put the pineapple in the same container as the cantaloupe, and I couldn't close it, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just eat whatever doesn't fit. But then I ate so much. It hurt my tummy. Hope my little tummy. But no, it was a good little walk. What's nice, so we're in Minnesota, and since it's now September, that means fall is coming, right? Because like we get some cooler weather here, and so it's like 73 right now, which it's been the most beautiful week of weather ever. But then a cold front is coming in. And so it really is like the start of fall. Like we're getting, I think tomorrow's a high of like 55 or something like that. And it doesn't get above 60 for pretty much the rest of the week. It's going to be rainy and perfect. And so it was nice because that storm is kind of starting later today. And so the wind was going and the clouds were getting darker. The crickets were going. And it was just really nice. So as you can see, I'm going in and I'm covering up the whole drawing while I do the line art here. And this is just a 0.2 micron. 0.2. Where is my camera? 0.2, so it's 0.3 millimeters. I don't know why they aren't just the same number, but whatever. Like, doesn't that make sense? If it's a 0.3 millimeter, it'd be a 0, whatever. And, hold on. Okay, wait. I gotta not talk while I do the eye, because this is the most important part. Okay, cute. Personality's there. And what I'll do is I'll also show you this in natural lighting so you can get a really nice idea of how it's all looking. But I just went in, did my little black outline, which usually when I do my larger paintings, I will paint the outline. But for these little ones, doing the micron works great. I'm not going to lie, it does wear down the end of this. And this is an old one, so I need to replace it soon. So just keep that in mind. Honestly, I don't think it's too big of a deal. I get a lot of uses out of it. And it's about like $2. So I think it's worth it. Now I'm going in with these Masters Touch mini fine liners. Would I buy these again? No. But I do enjoy using them. At first I didn't love them. But for my sketchbook, I do like using them. And what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is going to be dark enough. If it's not, I'm going to go in with a blue, like a dark royal blue. And I'm just going to try and outline the pattern here. Let's see, is it going to be dark enough? I don't know if you can see that, but I can see it, and I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work better than that blue is. Yeah, for doing like little details like this, I find that the black can be a little too stark. Okay, why aren't you, there you go, the ink wasn't coming out. It can be a little too stark, and honestly, even the black outline, okay, now it's not coming out again. I need some paper to scratch on. The black outline can be a little much, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Okay. Maybe what I'll do on this one is I'll glue some stars on. If I do, I'll probably do that off camera. But since I forgot to leave room to draw them in. Okay, literally, this is driving me up a wall because it's not... I need some more scratch paper. It's like getting clogged or something. I don't know if I put the paint on too thick or what. Or if they're just a little bit older now, and so they're not as juicy. I bet you that's the culprit, but we will push through, guys. I promise. This is a mountain. It is not too steep to climb. But as we're finishing this up, the next thing I've got to do is just do the shading. And also, I do want to take a minute to say, while I'm thinking about it, if you drew along with me today, please share it with me. That would be so cool. I love it when people get inspired by my artwork. I think that's just like the coolest thing ever. And so if you were inspired, send it to me on like, I don't know, like Instagram or TikTok. My handle is the same as it is here. It's just Zoe Luna Artwork. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I usually try and follow back. Like an art account follows me, I try and follow them back because, you know, as my friend Linda had said, artists have to stick together. And sadly, Linda passed on this year. And so I want to keep her little motto alive through my actions. Alright. What I'm going to do here too is I'm just going to add some little stripes to these horns, or yeah, I think you would call these horns. Might be a controversial move, but I did it. Okay, and one thing I'm noticing that I forgot to do is we're a little off center here, aren't we? Beep. Okay, I forgot to add the toes over here. So 1, 2, and 3, and I forgot to add my knees. Gotta add those little knees, the little dino knees. What I like about these little paintings is, and this just tells you how I like to think of things, is that since they're little dinosaur paintings, they're dino nuggets. Isn't that kind of cute? Okay, so I just gotta get this put away. It wants to fight me. I tell you guys, I just need to take a breath. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've been rushing all day because basically I'm trying to get my work done, and I just had all these other things come up that stopped me from getting my work done. So it's fine, okay? It's fine. So I have 3 colors that I've been shading with for the most part. They're all Prismacolor because that's the one I found works best. But I have this warm purple that's called Mulberry. You can see it's like a fuchsia-y, very warm purple. And then I have a like light pastel-y purple. It's called Parma Violet. It can be a little too opaque if I'm being honest, but it does work well. Then I have regular violet. And then if I have a really dark area I want to shade, I'll go in with some indigo. But I think we're going to do, we're going to start with our, that's too light. Okay, we're going to shelf her. I'm going to start with our violet, I think. Just hope it shows up well. Oh yeah, I think we're good. And you know, some people are really methodical in how they add their shadows. I like to be, what's a positive way of saying it? And I'm going with the mulberry. I like to be intuitive, I guess. And that's not to say that I do a good job. I definitely know I don't. But I just don't think too hard about it. I just kind of do it like if I feel like there'd be a shadow there, I add it. You know why? Because there's no art police. Nobody's gonna tell me, you aren't allowed to ever draw again because you added a shadow in the wrong place. Like, give me a break. I'm learning. I'm trying, you know? So, I just do what I feel like, you know? There's like obvious places you would add a shadow, but I don't think too hard about a light source. Now, okay, I choked and dropped my pencil. So I'm glad I was filming that. Would my art probably be better if I was a little more intentional about my light choices? Sure. We could go so far as to say that pretty safely. But, you know, got me this far. It's got me this far. All right. So, like I said, we're just kind of lightly filling it in. Since I did this thing in purple, which I wish I did it in yellow now that I'm thinking about it, so that I could test this kind of thing I'm trying to learn how to do, like the shading with the colored pencils. I'm literally trying to figure out how to do it, because I started doing this like as of yesterday. I wish I would have done a color that would have been a bit more challenging. Like the purple, it's really easy to hide my mistakes in, and I kind of have to be a little more heavy-handed at the same time. So it's not the best for learning, but it's okay. I have more art supplies, more time that I can continue to practice on. Just glad you came along with me. After I get this video uploaded, I'm thinking of filming another old sketchbook tour. I found another old sketchbook here at my parents' house. And it was the one that came after my most recent video. You know, it's funny. I'm a small channel. I don't get a bunch of views per video. But my most recent video, like, has been my most popular. And I don't know why. I was kind of surprised. I didn't think anybody would be interested in, looking at my old art. You know, I've done new sketchbook tours and people seem to like those. Which I love because I love working in my sketchbook. So if I can share it, I will, you know. So keep your eyes peeled. That should be coming out semi-soon as well. Okay, let's see here. I don't think we really need a shadow here, but I just want a shadow there. I want a little color variation over here too. Alrighty. Then, like I said, this hasn't made a big difference because it's already purple. What I think I'm going to do, which, again, you never know. This might be one of those things that ruins the drawing. Just testing out my green here. So this is grass green, Prismacolor. And I think I'm going to use this to do some stars. I just feel, I love adding stars to my drawings. I'm just going to wing it. I'm not going to plan it. Planet, stars. Okay. I'm not going to plan it. Just gonna go for it, because if it's ugly, then I know never to do it again. And if I'm being honest, after drawing this first one, I regret it. I regret it a little bit. but we're here now, so we gotta keep going. I just wish they were sparkle stars. I wish I didn't do this star here. I don't think that one looks very nice. Well, maybe if I add more. You know, that's the thing. That's the tricky thing. Do you add more in the hopes that it looks better? Do you add more of the thing you don't like? Sometimes you have to. It's like if you're doing your eyeshadow and you mess up on one eye, you gotta mess up on the other eye, otherwise they won't be even. And it'll make your mistakes even more noticeable. I think that by the time this is all said and done, it won't be all that big a deal. Let's see, we'll add a couple little circles over here. I need some more like something here, but I don't want it to be too in the face. Okay, we'll add it here. Really excited. I have some family coming into town tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to seeing them. I have my aunt and my uncle coming in. And my uncle especially I haven't seen in a really long time. Since like my grandma's funeral, which was like almost 5 years ago, which is crazy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I was going to add them here, but I don't want to look like pooing stars, you know? Pooing stars is not the vibe. Okay. We're almost done, guys, I swear. Just add a little more. Is this looking like Barney? Well, whatever. If it is, worse things have happened. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this in natural light, and we're going to wrap it up. Alright, guys, we are outside, and hopefully you can hear me well, you can see this well. You can see that in the natural light it's a little more vibrant. I think it's cute. I think I like the other one more, but I still think this one's cute. You'll have to let me know what you think, and yeah, stay tuned for seeing me make more. I definitely plan on doing that. And keep your eye, oh look, the sun came out for a little nice golden shot. But keep your eyes out for more dinosaurs, and let me know how you like this video, how you like the live narration, and until then, we'll chat soon, but enjoy the rest of your day. Alrighty, bye-bye.